We always like to stick to the positives, don't we? But
There's a negative coming.
But no, I'm going to come with the positive actually, because it's always a question: who would you like to play you in a movie? And next year, you Steve Coogan's taking on the role of Mick, isn't he?
Yeah, I got told that I got a call from the producer and said, would I speak to Steve Coogan? Because I said, fucking hell, 22 years on and they're telling that story again. And he said, mate, they're saying this business, every 10 years you can tell the same story to a different audience. So I thought, fair enough.
Yeah.
But would I speak to Steve? Yeah. I said, yeah, I was a bit disappointed. I was looking for George Clooney or Brad Pitt. Somebody said to me, who do you think should play? I said, Denzel Washington, he should play me. It will be interesting. Anyway, all these years on, I suppose.
Did you ever sit down with him? And
no, I spoke to him. To be fair to Steve, he said, it's fair to Steve like I know him now, I only spoke to him once. He wants to portray as much as how it was for me and not just a script, which, fair dues. I suppose they've given Roy the same opportunity to speak to his actor, who I've seen a few things, by the way, and he's brilliant.
Was it going ahead with or without your blessing? Could you have said, I do not want this film to be made? No
chance. I mean, how could they do it? You think of all the things that are being made about people. There's,
yeah, I suppose.
You don't get the... And there's been I wouldn't say a million, there's probably been 1 billion words written about the incident anyway. So he's going to go ahead. And I thought, well, Steve Coogan's going to play me. I've got no axe to grind with him. He'll have a script, but he might as well hear how it was for me. You know. So
could you look at the script and go, well, that's not true?
No.
So you've just got to deal with it?
Yeah, it could be, I don't know, it could be a baby reindeer, this one. Could be suing Netflix. It's not on Netflix. or any other TV companies that might be involved. It could be a big 20 million lawsuit. I doubt it very much.
Do you get sick of it? Getting brought, I mean, we're going to bring it up, but do you get?
Yeah, I do.
Do you get sick of it?
I don't talk about it.
But like
I don't, by the way. I know. I remember saying to somebody, they always kept bringing it up, and I said, do you know what? I said, in our family, I said, we have a bit of a thing now that whoever's brought it up, we have like the kids. Well, my kids are all grown up, and if anybody mentions it, we have this award, and the award is for bringing it up. Dick of the day. So congratulations.
Dickhead.
You're in fine company. It's like a swear box, isn't it? Yeah. 20 years.
So, of course, Darren Bent asked me the same question on TalkSport. There was some incident with a player and a manager, and I got asked to go on and talk. I thought, maybe it'll come up. Let's hope it's not. Let's hope I'm talking about that. And of course, first thing, so... I had to muppet him off though. I give him Muppet of the Day. I couldn't do Dick of the Day on TalkSport. No. That'd have been my last appearance on that, I think.
It was mad though, because when you got the Wolves job, the first signing was Neely. I might be right there, but did you have to speak to him? Because Keane was manager of Sunderland. Did you have to speak to him on that front? Remember Neil Collins left Sunderland to go to thingy.
But if you remember, we had to play, and they were all waiting for the first handshake or words against us. I rang Roy and said, listen, we need to meet here. So I went and met him in a hotel and chatted it through. We'd had the first handshake then, and then on the pitch when they're all saying, this is the first time they've met, and first handshake, it was a load of bollocks. It wasn't. It was only the second, but they were still telling lies on the first. So I spoke to him about it, and I took Neely. Did I take Julio as well?
No,
who did I take? No.
Was there another one? Was there?
No, Julio.
Stephen Elliott?
Sleevesy went there, but I don't know if it was from Sunderland.
I think it was. Yes, Sleevesy.
He came to Preston from Wolves.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah. So. Listen, I think at the end of it, when you've got to be professional about it, you're doing your job, and unless somebody else is coming in from, if somebody don't want them or can go somewhere else and play, they go and play, don't they? So no, we sorted that one out at the time.
Does it annoy you that nobody really speaks about how well you did in Saipan?
Yeah. Yeah, in the World Cup. Yeah. Yeah, even for the new film, it says it was the worst prepared World Cup ever. Well, actually, I'd been out to Saipan with Ray Tracy and Eddie Corcoran and Taft to look at it. The pitch wasn't great. They promised us a fabulous pitch. And if you can't grow grass in Saipan, by the way, because it rains and sun all the time. So, and when we got there, the pitch was awful. It really was. And deserved complaints from the players. But the kit was late. It's not my job.
Yeah, I don't think either of these two have been your fault.
And to be
really.
honest, we'd planned Saipan for almost three or 4 days of a jolly before the World Cup, and that's what it was. We had a barbecue and all the lads are in silly shirts and we're having a bit of a laugh. And that's pretty much what we went there for. But the facility, the pitch wasn't right, and the kit was a day late. But you're quite right. That's not my responsibility. But I knew when we went from Saipan to Japan, we were going to the most magnificent hotels, training grounds. Everything was perfect. So it was 5 days prior, and then we were. And it's a shame for the players. It doesn't get the recognition of how well they did, as opposed to me and Roy. It's always that, so that's a bit of a shame for them, I think.
Well, McAteer spoke about it quite well, didn't he? But he did say about, Dean Kiley? Said I can play centre mid, Mick, if you need it.
I did that. Well, you could always rely on a footballer, can't you, to get that,
The ice.
But I could see him talk about it all the time, but I'm not going to do, because it's bonkers. It's how it's portrayed. We'll see how it's portrayed in 2025 with the new film that comes out.
Will you watch it?
Probably, yeah, probably. I'll see. I'll make sure somebody else watches it first and tell me, because it might be somebody else who goes, "Yeah, I don't fucking want to watch that." Or as my mate said, if it's done fairly and squarely, I'm sure there's things on both sides. Whatever, Hey, by the way, as I said, fame at last.
So if you were walking down the street or in a restaurant and you crossed each other's paths, would you just nod or hello or just ignore? On both parties?
I don't think we'd go out of our way to chat to each other, We were at the Alameda recently, for a thing, and we were both there. There was no exchange. But it's difficult. It's what everybody else perceives, Like I said, at Sunderland, and I was at Wolves. Went to see him.
Personally, was it tough? Not the situation itself, but the media perception. Was it kind of a lonely? Like, nobody likes to be criticised, but when you've got the media,
I don't think I was. And by the way, the FAI did a review on it. They had a private company who came in and did a review on it, and I was exonerated of any blame.
Which is it? That's what I mean.
And that never gets talked about either. The review that they did, and everybody spoke to them. I don't know if Roy spoke to them. I've no idea. But I spoke to them, and everybody else who spoke about it, and not one little bit of blame was attached to me for what went off. Through somebody coming who had got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Independent inquiry.
Independent inquiry. Thank you. I was struggling there for words. Independent inquiry.
Which I imagine makes it even more.
You see, here we are. It's 2024, 22 years on, and it's still. But it's one of the most things from a World Cup that's most famous.
Mm-hmm.
There's Bobby Moore getting arrested prior to one. There's the hand of God. You think of the World Cups that get spoke about. I mean, I wish it was for me scoring a goal or doing something brilliant, but, well, you know what? I did something all right. We got through to the last 16 and we lost on penalties to Spain. And the football that we played in that World Cup was terrific. Really good start, really good side, good players. And it's something that I'm proud of. Unfortunately, that side of it never gets spoke about.